Now, children, let us read about the Child Marriage Restraint Act, which is given at page 114 in the box that you can see. With the growth of these women organization and the writings, these reform movements, they were gaining strength, they were becoming powerful. So there were many people who challenged another evil practice, that was of child marriage. So a law was framed preventing child marriage in 1929, the Child Marriage Restraint Act. And according to this act, no man below the age of 18 and woman below the age of 16 could marry. Now this age limit has been extended. For men it has raised to 21, and for women the age has raised to 18 years. Okay, so this is also very important, children. Then, children, there were social reformers who criticized the caste inequalities that was prevailing in the society. Prathna Samaj, they stuck to the tradition of bhakti. Remember, we read about bhakti movement. They believed in equality of all caste. In Bombay, the Paramhans Mandali, which was founded in 1840, they also worked for abolition of caste. Please underline all these points, children. They are given at 114, caste and social reform topic. And you won't believe, children, that many of the reformers and members of these reform associations, they came from upper caste. Sometimes even these reformers, they disobeyed the caste taboos. Then, children, there were others also who wanted to fight with the injustice of the caste social order. During 19th century, Christian missionaries, they started setting up schools for tribal groups and lower caste children. At the same time, children, many of the poor people, they began leaving the villages because they were looking for jobs which were coming up in the cities. Factories were offering jobs. We already read about the expansion of cities. So with this expansion of cities, there was new demands of labor. Drains had to be dug, roads were laid, buildings were constructed. And all this required diggers, bricklayers, cleaners, sweepers, rickshaw pullers. So from where this labor would come? The poor, those who were migrating to the cities and towns, they fulfilled the demand of the labor. And even some of the people, children, they went out to work in plantations, like in Assam, Mauritius. These poor people from low caste, children, they saw this as an opportunity to get away from the oppressive hold of the upper caste. Then there were other jobs also, children. Page 115, last paragraph, you can see. There were other jobs coming up. The army, it offered a lot of opportunities. Mahar people, who were regarded as untouchable, they found job in Mahar regiment. Then father of B.R. Ambedkar, the leader of Dalit movement, he also taught an army school. Children, in Bombay presidency, we had three presidencies: Bombay, Calcutta and Madras. So in Bombay presidency, as late in 1829, untouchables were not allowed to enter the government schools, children. The condition was very pathetic. And when anyone tried to protest or pressed hard for that right, they were allowed to sit on the veranda outside of the classroom. and listen to the lessons. So, this kind of miserable condition prevailed in those days, children. By the second half of 19th century, children, there were people from within the non-Brahmin caste also, those who began organizing movements against caste discrimination. One such movement was the Satnami movement. At page 116, you can see the Satnami movement in central India, founded by Ghasidas. He worked among the leather workers' children and he organized a movement to improve the social status. Similarly, Haridas Thakur's sect, they worked among Chandala cultivators. Then we have a guru from Izhava caste, Sri Narayan Guru, who proclaimed the ideals of unity for his people. Sri Narayan Guru, children, he argued against treating people unequally on the basis of caste differences. According to him, humankind belonged to the same caste.